What's good, YouTube? It's your boy 21 Savage. I'm joking. It is once again me, Lil Lappy, reporting to you from the depths of my dark black soul. Anywho, I wanted to explain to you why you should be a part of this brand. So I'm titling this video, Why You Should Love Me and Hate Everybody Else. So I'm going to tell you why I'm better than all of these rappers. Why it benefits you more to follow me than all of these rappers. Be a part of this family, be a part of this movement, as opposed to like Drake or something, you know? So basically, I have a whole lot of character traits that make me different, that make me organic, and some of these character traits even bring people in. So the one thing I noticed is I'm not trying to sell you anything. You notice how a lot of these rappers, they drop, oh, here, listen to my single on Spotify. Listen to my EP. Listen to my album. Mixtape rappers are dead. You know why they're dead? Because with the way that the industry is set up now, it does not benefit the artist to drop a 30-song mixtape, a 50-song mixtape, mixtapes in general. That only benefits the consumer. So record labels are like, hey man, you're putting out an EP, you're putting out a 2-minute song with all this filler so we can sell it. We're going to make a concise project, concise, calculated project, replicated from something else that we've heard and seen succeed. They're not letting anybody drop a mixtape ever again. Maybe Lil Wayne, because, he did his thing, it's done. But they're not letting anybody drop no mixtape. Ever. You'll never hear another mixtape. You ain't seeing no Dat Piff. You ain't seeing no live mixtapes, nothing. Because no artist is willing to release a mixtape like for free. We talking about 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 songs for free. No filler. They are not doing that. And that's something I'm doing. For you. For you. I'm about to drop 50 tracks. For you. Not for me. Oh yeah, I'm putting the album out there. So like people, if you're one of those people who likes Spotify and Apple Music, you can have access to it on there. But this isn't for marketing. This isn't to sell and get some money. Nah, none of this is. I think I'm one of those dudes in the mall who's like trying to give you the most for the lowest price. Really? Because if you're going to buy into my brand, I'm trying to make sure you're fed. Like you have the content that you want to hear. It ain't no filler. It ain't no, oh yeah, none of that, bro. None of that. No 80-minute hooks. Some of these songs, I'm just going and going and going and going and going and going and going. No hook. Because I genuinely want you to have the content that you can enjoy, the content that you need, the content that makes you grow as a person. I don't want to benefit. Of course, like there's going to be a time where I'm going to need you guys to show up to the concerts, need you guys to buy the album and this and that, but only so I can give it back to you, only so I can work on this enterprise that makes people genuinely happy and content in life. Like, I'm not trying to, oh yeah, look at my wrist, iced out Patek AP Philippe. No, I'm not trying to do any of that. I'm not trying to pull up in a Lamborghini racing around the city. No, I'm trying to build things that people can see. I'm trying to make changes that people can experience, change the way that we live in the microcosm. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to make a whole bunch of money for me. I'm trying to make changes that need to be made for the good of society, because it hurts when I see people hurt. And that's another thing. I see rappers, they're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna donate some money. I'm gonna have a turkey drive. What does that do? That does nothing. Because tomorrow we go back to living the same terrible lives. Terrible things continue to happen. It doesn't get better. That change was nothing, bro. Meek Mill giving a turkey away on Thanksgiving is not going to help the socioeconomic state of the world. In the words of Jaden Smith, who also does nothing to help the socioeconomic state of the world. And that's something that I'm aiming to do. I am here, I'm taking risks, making projects, doing things for the people that nobody wants to do. And as that grows, and as the society that we live in shapes itself around us, I will give you those experiences and those things that add value to being a part of this movement. Hoodies, shirts, shoes. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to do it bigger, and we're going to do it better than anybody's ever seen, than anybody's ever understood and thought to create. They're not going to be able to fathom the experiences that we're going to have, right? And these things are never going to have been done, ever. And the other thing is, along with me saying, I'm not trying to sell you this lifestyle, I'm not trying to sell myself. I'm not trying to portray myself in a certain way so that it benefits me. What you see is what you get. You've seen me be on the microphone. Like, if you're really tapped in, you've seen me be on the microphone since like 12, 13 years old, explaining who I am, explaining what's going on, explaining how I feel. You know, this isn't a put together person. Who is Olivia Rodrigo, bro? Where did that come from? What is that? What is that? There's no documentation on what that is. A lot of these rappers, there's no documentation on what that is. It's nothing. It's made up. That's a character. They're selling it to you. Juice WRLD is a character that got sold to you. Right? You know where my head is at. You know who I am because I sit in front of this camera all the time. When I say I'm drinking, I'm drinking. When I say I'm doing these drugs, I'm doing these drugs. When I say this is how I feel, this is how I feel. This is my everyday life. It's not some made up character. I do not recognize myself from Lil Lappy. Every day I live, I am Lil Lappy. There's no difference other than a name. I am Lil Lappy. It's not a character being sold to you. You were getting the real deal dude. And I am being open and honest about who I am, what I've been through, what I've experienced, how it's changed me, how it's shaped my worldview. I've let it all out. I've been vulnerable. Right? You don't want to hear these GMO artists anymore, bro. And I feel like the world is getting tired of it. Like, you keep pushing it through the TikTok. You keep pushing it through the YouTube, the Spotify. It's getting tiring, bro. I do not want to hear another Lil Baby song. It's tiring, bro. I know you want something real, something that means something from someone who is a real, tangible being, like not a robot, not a GMO. You want something organic that you could feel, something that has flaws, something that evolves, something that moves, something that changes, something that expresses itself. That is me. And that does not exist in this commercialized rap game. Right? And what I stand for, they don't stand for. They stand for whatever the record label tells them to stand for based on how well it sells, bro. And if they don't, it's whack. It's whack, bro. You shouldn't have to listen to some whack music to feel what you need to feel in your heart. You shouldn't need to put on some Kendrick Lamar or J. Cole to feel like someone's saying something to you. You shouldn't have to put yourself through that. And the good music shouldn't be dumbing you down 24/7. You should have something that's good for you and something that feels good at the same time. Why are you picking and choosing between what feels good and what is good? I am what feels good and is good. I have songs on my mixtape like Mama and Acura 2, where I'm explaining like how this really goes down, how it really feels. But it's still boom, boom. You're getting the 808s, you're getting the kicks. It feels good, but when you listen to it, when you sit there and listen to it, it makes sense. And that's a good deal in my music. Like you're getting that feed, you're eating it up. Like something that bumps, something that you could play in the club. But the message is still there and it's not corny. It's not no cornball music. I'm not like, yo, the government is trying to attack us through the 5G beams. Well, I do have songs like that, but it's like not corny, it's not. And I feel like that's something that we need. And I feel like that's what's going to make the change. That's what's really going to make the change. Bringing everybody together through these sounds. Even if the message and the sound isn't in one song, there are back-to-back songs where it's sound, message, sound, message, sound, message, sound, message. And I feel like that's important. I feel like it's important to carry the sound and it's important to carry the message. And I'm the only one who does that. And, I'm trying to change everything for everybody. I just don't see rappers built the way I'm built. You know what I mean? And I have this passion where it's like, I really want to be the best. And you can see it based on how old I am and what I'm releasing. When you look at everybody in my caliber, in my weight class, everybody's 25 and up. I'm 23 years old. Everybody's 25 and up. And I'm in that weight class. And I think that says something about how driven I really am when it comes to this game. So that's just some food for thought, honestly. And I'm just willing to go all out. I'm willing to be vulnerable. I'm willing to put things out for people and make sacrifices for my people, the people who are a part of this family. I'm willing to do things for them that may not always benefit my rap career and my fame and my money. I'm willing to say things that probably will get pulled up 10 years from now and cause controversy. And I'm willing to do that repeatedly. I'm willing to make any sacrifice to progress this culture, to change the living conditions of everybody. I'm willing to make the sacrifice. I'm willing to take the risk. And I know what they're going to do to my character. I know they're going to pull up things from years and years ago that are incriminating and probably will get me put in jail. But it is what it is. And that's what separates me from everybody is all of these rappers and these artists and these labels are motivated by self. And you can see that through every action, everything they say, everything they do. But I could care less because I'm not doing this for myself. If it was all about me, I wouldn't be doing it at all. Because I see death and destruction and gray and all type of just sad feelings to where I'm like, man, I shouldn't even like try. But it's muscle memory now because I know I'm not acting for myself. I apply myself because I know I'm doing this to shape the world around me. I'm doing this to improve lives. You know what I mean? I could care less about how much money I have, how much ice I have, how many thoughts I have. I care about you. And I'm willing to do things that aren't in my best interest, that are in your best interest. Right? You've seen it. You've seen it, because I was ready to put everything away. In 2019, I was ready to pack it all up. Be like, hey, Jesus, my boy, let me in. Jesus, my boy, like, let me in. But I stay here, to try and do this for you. And every day for me is a sacrifice because I'm in so much pain, honestly. I'm in so much pain. I have nobody to depend on. I have nothing. I can't really make my life worth living no matter how hard I try. But I wake up every day, get on the microphone, get in front of the camera, get on the computer, because I know that one day I will be able to help you. And I do not think that is a sacrifice that most people would make, given that they experience the same level of pain and disappointment and confusion. I don't think anybody in their right minds will wake up, try to get on the mic, and try constantly when it doesn't look like it's worth it, for the hope of improving lives. Really. And so why should you hate everybody else? Every other rapper, every other singer, every other musician, every other record label, every other streaming platform, blah, blah, blah. Why should you hate them? Because they're the complete opposite. With every point that I made, every rapper that you listen to is doing the opposite of one of those points. They're not making that sacrifice. They're not giving you, more product, higher quality product for basically free. They're not offering a change of lifestyle. They're not trying to improve your well-being. Not mentally, not, socially, not, in terms of how much you have to work. And that's the other thing. I'm trying to lead people through these feelings, not making them comfortable with these feelings, right? Because it is important to accept these feelings and be comfortable with them, but it also is important to move forward. And that's another thing that I'm offering. I want to help you move forward through the heartbreak and through the depression and the confusion and the darkness. Like, I want to take you through it. I don't want you to be comfortable in it. I want to bring you out of all of it. That's what I'm working for. You don't see people like me out here. Nah. You don't see artists like that out here. that's not them, why buy into it? Why buy into it? You know, that's us as humans. We're always looking for something to do something for us, or someone to do something for us. And if that's the case, why listen to anything besides me? Why support anybody besides me? I know that's kind of crazy to say. That kind of makes me sound like a dictator or a crazy person, but what are they going to do for you? Really question yourself about that. What is Nardo Wick going to do for you? What is Drake going to do for you? What's Lil Baby going to do for you? What is Lil Durk going to do for you? What is Coi Leray going to do for you? Ask yourself. And ask yourself, if I was in the position, what would Lil Lappy do for you? And if you've seen all these videos, I think you know the answer.